Now, well, constitutional law expert Pierre de Vos has written a piece on our corruption laws. Let's explore the implications for Ace Magashule and his co-accused. Pierre, good to have you. A very warm good morning to you. I mean, how strong of a case does the state have against Ace Magashule?
Well, the fact is we don't know yet because for certain, because we haven't seen the evidence that the state is going to present in court. So we'll have to wait and see what evidence they have, to how strong the evidence is. From what it was revealed at the Zondo Commission, there clearly is evidence. But the trick is going to be to show that there was some kind of corrupt agreement, that Mr. Magashule either got money himself or some benefits for other people was arranged, and that he influenced the process of getting some process, say the awarding of the asbestos tender, by getting the bid committee to award it to a certain person or whatever the case might be.
Now, we know that he joins, of course, 7 others who were arrested, amongst them being the former mayor of Mangaung, Ms. Olim Lamleli, but also the controversial businessman Edwin Sodi, just amongst others who were arrested. Now, that is more of a web around this asbestos scandal and saga, which places him at the center as the former premier of the Free State. Do you think, or is it more likely that some of the 7 or some of the 6 may incriminate him during this case?
Well, of course, we don't know that. But what we do know is that if you have a case like this where there are many role players, the state, one of the things that the state can do if they feel that they need to strengthen their case is they can try and get one of the accused people to make a plea bargain and to say, well, in return for a lighter sentence, we want you to testify. Why that can be important is because if there is a person involved in the thing, there's much more direct evidence that can be presented to court. So it's going to be interesting to see if any of them break ranks, if any of the underlings who have not actually been charged, whether they will break ranks and testify for the state, because if they do, it won't be good news for Mr. Magashule or the other accused people.
Yeah. What's the ANC then, as a party, likely to do, of course, after the events from today? I mean, just based on their previous press briefings around Ace Magashule's warrant of arrest, they've made it clear that he will not be stepping down in his role as the ANC SG. This seems contrary to some of their previous statements whereby they said anybody who is, of course, accused of corruption or even fraud is asked to step aside so that the work of the ANC is not distracted by the case that they're going through. But after the events of today, when he appears in court, what do you think their decision would be?
Well, I'm not really a politician, so I don't know what they will do. I would think that the question perhaps would be, as the days and the weeks go on, how strong does the case look that the state has prepared? The stronger the case is, the more slam dunk it looks, the more difficult it will be for the party to ignore this. Whether they will, they might well ignore it, but I think at least some of it depends on the perceptions that is going to be established over the next weeks about whether this case is really strong enough to get convictions for all the accused.
All right, Pierre de Vos, that's where we leave it, but thank you so much for joining us right here on the SA Morning.